guys, it's Izzy here, and today I'm going to be doing the books and makeup tag. It's something like that, but I was tagged by Jasmine at Leia Morday Books, and I'm really excited about this. But let me tell you, I am not an expert at makeup. Maybe I am at reading, but not so much makeup, so don't hate on me about my makeup. First thing, I always put my hair up so it doesn't get in my way with things and whatnot. So our first question is, number one, primer. Pick a book that left a lasting impression on you. So for me, that is The Nightingale by Christian Hannah. I think it's Christian. I always get names that are like Chris names. I get them confused. The Nightingale is the first book that I'm going to say that left me shook, and I was emotional about it, and I'm usually not an emotional reader, so it was a lot for me. So I don't really use a primer, but I do spray the Mario the Rosewater skincare on my face before I do my makeup, and then I do it after every little step of makeup. My glasses off so I cannot see the viewfinder at all because I'm legally blind. But okay, so foundation. First favorite first book in a series. So with that, I went with Divergent by Veronica Roth. I don't remember a ton that happens in Divergent, and the movies are so different than the books in my opinion. So I am going to reread this at some point, but yeah, this is my original copy that I read. I do have a hardback just so I can have all hardbacks because this was my only paperback that I had. Look at that, look how floppy it is, so nice. So now like what foundation I use this Benefit Hello Happy Soft Blur foundation, and it isn't a 1 because I mean look how pale I am, and it's light medium coverage liquid foundation, broad spectrum SPF 15 sunscreen. It's in a really cute bottle. Got that at Sephora, and then I got this at... Okay, so I have my foundation on, and I'm sorry if it's blotchy because we're just going to be going throughout the whole video doing my makeup. So our next question is, pick a book that you think everyone should read, and this is the eyebrows one. So I wanted to put at least one classic on this list. Feels weird right there. So I chose Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, which is probably my favorite classic, that or Les Mis. I just think it really shows how you should treat people and how the monster is just very insecure and an outsider. I wrote a whole paper on this and I got like 101 on it, but that was like that's like a year ago. So Frankenstein is my favorite classic, but this was an eyebrows question. Now as you can see, my eyebrows are caterpillars and I don't do anything to them. I really need to pluck them, but I didn't want my face to be red before the video, and I just didn't have time. But I pluck them at least like once a month, and I do plan on getting them waxed again, probably like in September. I always get my eyebrows waxed in September. I don't know. I used to be doing every 6 months, and then they just didn't look bad after the 6 months. So it's like, I'll keep them. So I just really pluck my eyebrows now. So our next question is concealer. Pick some characters you wish didn't exist. So I feel like this is a very hard question because you may hate some characters, but the story would be completely different without those characters. So what I really chose is through books, which chapters I found very boring for Game of Thrones. And for me, that's Arya Stark. I know a lot of people are gonna be mad, but I just felt like the Faceless Men storyline was very boring. I just didn't really enjoy it that much. I know people feel that way about Bran, but I found Bran's more interesting than Arya's. And another character, this is one that I absolutely hate reading his chapters, is Tyrion. His chapters, I think I've read one that's been like 50 pages, and that's just way too long, and it's just always dragged out and boring. And I hate Penny, who I feel like is very unnecessary. I don't feel like Tyrion needs her. I don't get why she's there. I mean, maybe later on we'll find out. So the concealer I'm using today is the Kim Kardashian West concealer in the shade of 3. So I just put my concealer under my eyes, on my nose, chin, and forehead. And then around my next question is powder, which I don't use powder, but it's pick your favorite last book in a series. So I went with Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. This cover is beautiful. The Hunger Games are so iconic. I remember reading this book in 6th grade and it was this very copy and I love it. So our next question is eyeshadow. Pick a book with your favorite colors on the cover. So I chose Enchanté by Gita Charlotte, I don't know, but this cover is literally so beautiful. Red's my favorite color. I like blue as well, and it's a historical fiction. We know I love it. And then like this inside cover, it like, I love it. I love it. It's just so beautiful with like Marie Antoinette and everything. I don't know if that's Marie Antoinette, but it is somebody in that time period. I'm seeing what I have to do next. So we were doing eyeshadow and I'm going to be using the Metal by, which way does it go? Like that? Okay, the Metal by Kat Von D. I rarely use this, but I wanted to use it today because I'm just trying to use all my makeup that I have. So we're gonna use this. It's crazy, I know, because this is not a very pigmented palette. I used Feather and Flash and it just does not look good. So I pity the people who will have to see me at Target today. I hope I don't see anybody I actually know because like I feel like people really judge my makeup because I suck, but it's okay. So for 7 is eyeliner. I do not wear eyeliner. 1, I have really sensitive eyes, and 2, my hands shake way too much for that. So a dark and mysterious book. I chose The Woman in Cabin 10. I don't remember the author, but it is one of my favorite thrillers and it's a really good book. So our next one is mascara, and again I don't wear it for the same reason, well not for the shaky hands, but it just has caused my eyes to get really red before, so I don't know if it's just the one that I used or what. But our choice for this is a Dance with Dragons by George R.R. Martin. It's all tabbed up. This is the last book that has been published in the Game of Thrones, not a Game of Thrones, a Song of Ice and Fire series. This is another book that left me really shook. It's probably the last one that's left me shook. It is a really good book and a very long one. This used to be the longest book. No, yeah, it's this one. And then I read Les Mis, and Les Mis is so long. So blush is pick a book with a cringe-worthy romance. So I chose a book that I actually read this month, and that is Meddling Kids by Edgar Quintero. So I may have an unpopular opinion. So there is a lesbian couple in this, and I just felt like it was very forced because one of them was like, oh, she wasn't too sure if she liked girls. She didn't think she liked girls, and I felt like the other one was just kind of pressuring her to be with her. And I don't like that, and I felt like it was unnecessary to have a romance, even if it was like, don't think it's just because I want straight romance. That's not true. I don't really care what sexuality people are, so I just don't think a romance was necessary. I think it should have just been friends, just a group of friends, but it's whatever. So for the blush that I am using, oh my gosh, I got stuff in my eyes, but okay, it is the Sonia Esmond times ColourPop Here Comes the Sun. This is the Super Shock cheek palette. So this has a highlighter and a blush inside, but I am only going to be using the next one is highlighter, and that is pick a book that brightens your day, and that is A Storm of Swords by George R.R. Martin. I am going to annotate this eventually, guys. I know, because I started annotating books like in the middle of reading this, but this is my favorite book in A Song of Ice and Fire. It is so good, and I want everybody to read it, but everybody, they'll read the first book and then just never get to the others because these books are so long. But I think Game of Thrones is such a great story. It's my favorite series, and I think it's one of the greatest stories of all time. Jon Snow especially, but that's a subject for a different day because I talk about it all the time. So the highlighter I am going to be using is, the name's kind of wiped off, but it's something London. But yeah, it's Iced Bronze, and this is 2, and I got this at Princess. There isn't a question here, but I am going to put on some bronzer, and this is LA Girls Velvet Bronzer Contour Stick. So there you go. Question is lipstick, and that is your favorite book kiss, and I'm going to be going with Daisy Jones and The Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. One of my favorite books just because I love rock and roll, and it was great to dive into that 70s rock universe. So I'm actually not a big fan of lipstick. I just don't like drawing attention to my mouth. And this, I usually just wear it because I get foundation, and the mirror is right there. because I usually get foundation on all my lips, so to make it look like I actually have lips, I put on lipstick. So we are using London Fog by ColourPop. There we go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not going to be tagging anybody, but if you want to do this video, do it and tweet it to me. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. Bye, guys. Bonus, if you stay till the very end, it is my birth month of July, so now I will be having my Amazon wish list down below in the description box. Don't feel obligated to buy me any gifts, but it would be really awesome if y'all could. Thank you!